There is just one thing that all Garden Tower defense players care about, and that is none other than getting seeds. Seeds are the main currency in Garden Tower defense, and everyone wants to know, what is the best way to get seeds? But before we get into that, we need to know, what are seeds actually used for? Well, seeds are used to summon all different crates, which range in price. This is where you have a chance to get different units. Seeds are also used for getting exclusive units that only have a certain amount of stock. These units are pretty pricey, but are super worth it. And that's why in today's video, I am going to be trying 3 of the best ways to grind for seeds in Garden Tower defense and seeing what method is the best overall. So guys, make sure you grab your snacks, because this is going to be a good one. Just before I get into the video, I do have 2 things to discuss with you guys. I have just launched a Discord server for my YouTube channel. In this server, we will be able to get together as a community. There also will be tips for Garden Tower defense, exclusive giveaways separate from YouTube, and much more. So please go check it out in the description below. The second thing is, I'm super close to 3,000 subscribers, and as you might know, I am doing a giveaway. I will be giving a lot of exclusive units such as the Beanstalk, Super Sprout, Stretch Plant, and finally the Spider Lily. I might even chuck in the 2 brand new units as well. Before we get into the video, I will be judging the methods on 3 things. The first thing is, how many seeds does the method get you? Secondly, how suitable is the method for the casual Garden Tower defense player? And finally, how much time will it take to complete each method? So with all that said, let's get into the first method. The first method I'm going to be trying out is the lawnmower method. This is done on the back garden map on Impossible with only just a lawnmower. As most of you know, I have actually done a video on this method before. The method is pretty easy to do. The only thing you need is a lawnmower. You can get the lawnmower from the Tropical Summon crate, and it has a 0.99% chance of actually dropping, which kind of isn't really the best, because you're spending a lot of seeds to get a unit to grind seeds, and most people won't even have enough seeds to begin with. However, that's why you can in fact alter this method and use the rolling log. The rolling log is exactly the same as the lawnmower. It's just a lot weaker. You can get the rolling log from the daily quest merchant. If you want to know how to do this method, just watch this guide here. The video is by Ardo Friend. The link to the guide will be in the description, so check it out after you find out what the best method to grind seeds is. Anyway, this method is very easy to complete. All you have to do is wait for the enemies to reach this intersection here and then place a lawnmower. This enemy here won't go down with one lawnmower, so you'll have to follow it and place a lawnmower before it reaches your base. You have gotten to the final stretch. You want to spam place lawnmowers down. With that, you have now completed this method. You just have to wait until this enemy gets into your base, and you would have made 675 seeds in just over 2 minutes and 15 seconds. If you have ×3 speed, you can do this in just over 1 minute and 30 seconds. As well, if you have ×2 seeds, you can get double the amount of seeds, coming up to a total of 1,350. Now it's time to rank the lawnmower method. This is a very good method. However, it is very repetitive and pretty boring. But you can earn up to 62,000 seeds an hour, which is crazy. And that's why I will be giving this method an 8 out of 10. The second method is actually just going to be beating Impossible on survival mode. Now let me just say, this is easier said than done. The thing with survival mode is that you can beat this mode with any unit. Obviously, the better the unit you have, the easier it will be to go through each wave and level. The method to this is to keep moving. If you are struggling, I would recommend turning off auto skip. Ideally, you want to go into this making a well-rounded squad consisting of a starter unit, a support unit, a spawner type unit, a high DPS unit, and finally a unit you can place multiple times. If you don't have any types of these units, then it doesn't matter too much. This is just the layout I use for the best possible chance of beating survival mode. If you guys need help making a good team to beat survival mode, then let me know in my Discord server, and I will help you guys make the best possible teams and maybe even give you some of the units you need for free. It usually takes the average Garden Tower defense player to complete level 1 about 17 to 25 minutes. Level 2 taking around the same time, 17 to 24 minutes. Level 3 taking 22 to 32 minutes. The final level, Level 4, takes the average Garden Tower defense player around 20 to 30 minutes. All this combined, it takes between an hour and 16 minutes to an hour and 51 minutes. The only thing is, you have to bear in mind, this is all an estimate, and completing survival mode will vary on you. Now, let's rate this method. Overall, this method is accessible for everyone and anyone to complete, as you're free to use any units you have. However, the downfall is that if you do lose concentration or unfocus, then it can result in you unfortunately losing. You're probably watching this and wondering, well, how many seeds do you actually get? Level 1 will get you 4,000 seeds by beating it. Level 2 will grant you 8,000 seeds. Level 3 will give you 12,000 seeds. Finally, Level 4 will get you 16,000 seeds, coming to a total of 40,000 seeds. However, if you have times 2 seeds, you can earn a massive 80,000 seeds in over an hour. This is why I'm giving this method a massive 9 out of 10. This method is a little different, as you actually need a friend or another account. This is because you are going to be beating Insane on the back garden map. Instantly, the downfall of this method is that you actually can't do this solo. The main reason you need the other person is that it's extremely difficult to beat Insane solo on the back garden map and actually requires the other person's units to help you. I suggest the other person having units that will slow down the enemies and at least one unit with high DPS. A must-need for the other person is a Rafflesia and cannot be completed without it. There is absolutely no way that a standard Garden Tower defense player will be able to complete Insane. The units that I'm using are absolutely overpowered, from Earth Dragons to Beamstalks to Rose Beams, even likes of the strongest Punch Potato, included finally with 2 support units. The way this method works is as follows. Whoever has the Rafflesia must put their slingshot here, while the other person must put it here. You must both keep upgrading the slingshot until it gets to level 5. After, the person who has the Rafflesia needs to go to the right side of the enemy spawner and place one down. After, they need to place another Rafflesia at the middle spawner. While this is happening, the other player needs to save up for their units and place them all here. Towards the end of the waves, it should look a little something like this. Hopefully I explained everything okay, because I know how confusing it can be. And if not, just donk me on the head with a hammer. This is pretty much the whole method. It takes just under 8 minutes and 15 seconds to complete this method if you haven't got 3 times game speed. You get 3,500 seeds every time you complete it, coming up to a total of 24,500 seeds in an hour. But if you are pay to win like some people, then you can make up to 70,000 seeds an hour. Let's be honest, the average Garden Tower defense player doesn't even have any of the game passes. Overall, this method gets you a lot of seeds. However, it is also very pay to win, and you do need another person. That's why I'm giving this method a pretty low 6 out of 10. This means at 3rd place comes the Insane method of the back garden map with a very low 6 out of 10. In 2nd place is the lawnmower method with a solid 8 out of 10. Finally, in 1st place is beating survival mode on Impossible with a crazy 9 out of 10. So there you have it. Beating survival on Impossible is the best way to grind for seeds on Garden Tower defense. I will say this is all my opinion, and different methods might work better for other people. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have made it this far, comment seeds. Remember to join my brand new Discord server and say hi. Also, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel if you did in fact enjoy today's video. I'm super close to 3,000 subscribers, and honestly, I appreciate you all so much. I do just have one very last important thing to tell you guys.